Hello friends, James Stevenson back with another episode of Breakfast with Loki. Here's Loki in his bed awaiting breakfast. And while I get him his breakfast, I'll tell you the topic of today's video is going to be another video. So I'm reacting to John McElroy's video from Autoline, where he published a bunch of comparisons of automakers. How did Tesla do? Not so well on some of the charts, pretty well on others. Let me grab Loki his breakfast. And end the suspense. Or begin the suspense over will he or won't he? Will Loki walk over and eat his breakfast right now? Or will he wait until later to do it? Let me grab a couple of kibbles and see if those will be incentive enough to get him to move. What do you think, buddy? Breakfast? Oh, big stretch. You stretched right out of the frame, buddy. I'm going to have to move the camera now to try to keep your head in the shot. There you go. Okay, so while he decides whether he will or won't eat breakfast, I'll show you this tweet from Mostly Questions at 365_solved on Twitter. Interesting, John's auto report card. So I guess John McElroy has been releasing this auto industry report card video every year for a long time.
Hi,
now,
John McElroy
his
here.
Content that he owns, and I might get my video demonetized if I show it to you because it's his copyrighted material. But what I did do is steal all the content right out of his video, where he has his rankings of the top 12 automakers. I replied, awesome, screenshots for those in too big a hurry to watch the video. It's not a long video. I think it's like a 10 or 15 minute video. But here are the punchlines from the video. If you look at the ranking by vehicle sales, Toyota and Volkswagen, no surprise to see them way up here on top. They sell the most units per year. If every car counts as one unit, who sells the most units? Toyota and Volkswagen do. They're both right at 8.7, 8.8 million per year. And that's lower than they used to be. Both of them used to sell more than 10 million cars per year. And they've had difficulty selling that many lately. You got a bunch of nobodies in between. And then Tesla down here at the bottom. 12th place isn't last place, by the way. There are more than 12 automakers in the world. Tesla had to pass a bunch of them to get up to 12th place in terms of units sold. 1.3 million was pretty good. That's a pretty big increase over the 937,000 the year before, only 499,650 the year before. Pardon my dryer buzzer. So huge growth from Tesla year after year. What's this next chart show? It shows ranking by revenue. Let's translate those units into revenue. So who's on top still? Volkswagen and Toyota still are. So Volkswagen swapped places with Toyota because Volkswagen's vehicles are selling for a little more on average than Toyota's are. Toyota still making a lot of sedans that are bringing down their average selling price, Corollas and Camrys and such. They sell a bunch of trucks and SUVs too, but somebody has to have the higher revenue per vehicle, and it's Volkswagen. AG, including Audi, which is selling at a luxury price point, and Porsche, which is selling at a luxury price point, right? Then Tesla has moved up one spot to the 11th place. Okay. 81 billion US dollars worth of revenue. That number's going to go up by a lot this year. Despite the idiots on Twitter who say that Tesla would have to sell 20% more units if they wanted to make just the same revenue, well, Tesla's going to sell way more than 20% more units this year than they did last year, and they're going to make way more than $81.5 billion worth of revenue this year as well. That's what I'm forecasting anyway. Next list, ranking by net profit. So who has the most net profit? BMW has somehow crept up to the top of this list. I guess they're selling their vehicles for a lot more than it costs them to make, so they're all the way up at the #1 spot. Followed by Stellantis, you see Toyota and Volkswagen in third and fourth place here. Tesla all the way up to #6 in terms of ranking by net profit dollars. Over $12 billion worth of net profit if you just want to compare the dollar amounts, right? What's this down here in 12th place? Ford, for all those units they sold, lost money. Almost $2 billion worth of loss. Renault as well. So, yeah, that's not great. Then we have the last of this first set of 4 charts, ranking by net profit margin. Whoa. Tesla is all the way up to first place with a 15% net profit margin. BMW was #1 by profit dollars, but at a worse, slightly worse, net profit margin of 14%. Only Mercedes-Benz had a double-digit profit margin apart from these first 2. So the top 3 have double-digit profit margins, and everybody else has single digits or negative margin. Man, you don't want to have negative margin. That's not good. Nissan here made 1% last year, so Nissan made less than they would have made if they had just put their money in a high-yield checking account. So that's the first 4. And in the next tweet, screenshots continued, you'll have to watch the video to see John's report card at the end. I won't spoil his report card in this video either. I'll just show you the rest of these charts. Ranking by operating margin, Tesla, #1, 17%. BMW somehow fell to 10% for operating margin. Something weird is going on there. And Mercedes-Benz at 14%. Now, I haven't gone into the weeds of these numbers to figure out why the change from the previous profit margin to this profit margin. But maybe they're handing out a lot of... I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Then ranking by net profit per unit. Hey, Tesla #1, making $9,557 of profit per unit sold. That's pretty good. Matter of fact, it's so good, it's the best. It's #1. You can't be better than #1. #1's the best you can be. Oof. I laugh every time I see the bottom of this list has a negative number next to it. I know it's coming, and it still gets me. Hyundai Kia making less than $1,000 profit per vehicle sold. You wonder if it's worth the effort to make all those millions of cars when your profit's less than $1,000 per vehicle sold. And then ranking by revenue per employee, Tesla has somehow fallen to #7 here, so maybe Tesla needs to scale a little more to climb this list and make more vehicles and more megapacks and more whatever per employee to keep rising up this list and join the top 3 where we see BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and somehow General Motors. I guess it's a lot of revenue. Yeah, Volkswagen, weird to see them so far down this list when they were #1 by revenue and they're almost last by revenue per employee, so it takes a huge army of people to make all those vehicles, I guess, is what we're saying. And lastly, ranking by net profit per employee. So instead of revenue per employee, this is profit per employee, where BMW's #1 and Tesla is #2. So, pretty good listing there. And Tesla's doing okay in comparison to the other automakers and has an upward trajectory. I have a lot of charts that show an up and to the right trend. As that trend continues, expect to see Tesla #1 on more of these charts than they already are. And with that, I will return you to the Loki cam to check in on Loki, where he has decided not to eat breakfast yet. It's okay, he's going to eat, he'll just eat later. And with that, I'll say if you've enjoyed today's video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, why not go ahead and subscribe to my channel over here and click the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post fresh content. Thank you to everyone who supports me, either on Patreon or by joining my YouTube channel, as my two executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Halter Ferguson Financial, did, earning them executive producer credits at the end of every video, and I'll see you in the next one.